Hello everybody, it's a pleasure to be with you through this webinar and this presentation leading to our workshop on the 5th National Encuentro on Hispanic Ministry. We would like to welcome you to the process as you become part of this very important moment for the Catholic Church in the United States and especially our dioceses in the Southeast. As you know, the USCCB, the Conference of Catholic Bishops, has convened the process for the 5th National Encuentro of Hispanic Ministry, together with CEPI, our Southeast Bishop's Office and Institute for Hispanic Ministry, and your dioceses. We're working together to engage in this very important process for the Church in the States. The process for the Quinto Encuentro, it's a process of evangelización. It is not just convened for the Hispanic community, but for the wider church in the nation. It intends to be a response to Pope Francis's call to go out and be missionary disciples. So with that main objective of being a process of ecclesial process of evangelization, you see 5 words: formación, formation, reflexión, reflection, consulta, there's going to be consultation, celebration, because we Hispanics, we love to celebrate, fiesta time, and it will end also with planificación. So those are the 5 components of this ecclesial process of evangelization that is being convened by our bishops, because there are very important needs. Why do we need the 5th National Encuentro? Because Hispanics, Latinos are the emerging majority in the Catholic Church in the United States, no longer the minority. We know that we need a new wave of leaders in our communities to engage in pastoral ministry. We need more spaces to engage those new leaders within our structures, at the parish level, at the diocesan level, at organizations and institutions. We cannot have a church that is made up of growing numbers of Hispanics, of an emerging majority of Hispanics, and understanding that Hispanics are being served. No, it is the time for young, especially young Hispanics, to be our leaders in the Catholic Church in the United States. So we need to open those spaces. And it is important to engage the most important group, young Hispanics, native-born Hispanics, not just the immigrant population, arriving young Latinos, but those Hispanics that were born here in the States and that feel they sometimes feel that they don't belong neither to the immigrant ministries or the mainstream Anglo ministries. And for example, just to give you an example, sometimes young Hispanics within parish ministries don't find themselves welcome at Spanish language immigrant ministries, but neither do they feel at home at main life team groups or other ministries for young people. And they need something specific for them, which honors their culture, their family values, and who they really are, but as part of an integrated Catholic Church in the United States. We also need the 5th National Encuentro because we need those new immigrants, nuevos inmigrantes, their families. We need them to be part of this missionary experience. And we have to keep those numbers of immigrant Catholics and we need to help them progress in their faith. This is not something new. After Vatican Council II, the Catholic Church in the United States began ministering in a very intentional way to Hispanic communities. And in a special way following the pastoral reflection that came out of the churches in Latin America, which they engaged in a process of See, Judge, Act, which led to the bishops' conferences of I see that. And those influences from the South came to the States and fused in a very different way of doing pastoral ministry, not Hispanic ministry like what is done in Latin America, neither what is done with the Anglo ministries in the United States, but a very new an emerging way of doing ministry, Hispanic ministry in the United States. And out of those efforts, we had previous encuentros. We had a first national encuentro in the 70s, which led to creating a national office for Hispanic ministry. We had a 70s, which in 1977 suggested the creation of regional offices for Hispanic ministry, out of which was born our own institution, SEPI, the Southeast Bishop's Office for Hispanic Ministry, which is the only standing office, regional office for serving our Hispanic ministries in the nation. And we also had a very important third national encuentro, which in 1985 came with the conclusion, after a process, of promulgating a national pastoral plan for Hispanic ministry, which is still standing, with very important insights that were proclaimed by the U.S. Catholic bishops. We also had a big fourth national encuentro, which was not a process. It was rather a big celebration of cultural diversity. And we also had a first national encuentro of Hispanic youth and young adult ministry, which followed the process from the grassroots to the national level, and promulgating some guidelines for ministry with young Hispanics. That was, the national event was celebrated at the University of Notre Dame in 2006. So we come to the moment where we need this fifth national encuentro with the theme of missionary disciples, witnesses of God's love, following Pope Francis's spirituality and missionary calling in Evangelii Gaudium, in the joy of the gospel. It is a process, not an event. So it will build from the grassroots all the way to the national level, engaging all Catholics in the United States, not just Hispanics, all Catholics in the United States. And it is a call to an intense missionary activity where everybody is going to be sent forth to engage in missionary projects, small homeworks where every Catholic faithful participating in the fifth national encuentro process will be invited to go out and visit neighbors, visit those Catholics that are not engaged in our ministries, are not visiting and coming to celebrate with the parish community. We're going to go out with missionary outreach. We're also going to have consultation, listening to the voices, especially of young Hispanics and those that are not engaged in our process. And we will also have leadership development and practices so that we can get ideas to better serve Hispanic ministries in the spirit of new evangelization, responding to Pope Francis's call to missionary discipleship. It will begin at the grassroots, en la base, from the parish level to the diocese, to the regional level, and to the national level, building up. Calling all leaders in dioceses, parishes, apostolic movements, and organizations. Everybody is going to be invited to go out, al encuentro, to encounter together with Hispanic Latino Catholics in the United States, especially those that live in the peripheries, with a missionary process of evangelization and consultation, and having all dioceses in the nation involved in the process, involving parishes, parish leaders, educators, members of apostolic movements and organizations, especially those in the peripheries. It has una meta, a goal. The goal of discernment, discerning new ways in which a Catholic Church in the United States can better respond to the presence of Hispanics, so that we can strengthen, potenciar, ways in which Hispanic Latinos can to be missionary disciples. There are 5 objectives, objetivos. The first one, a calling to all Catholics in the United States to be missionaries, authentic missionaries, joyful missionaries, witnesses of God's love with a prophetic voice. The second objective is giving an ecclesial vision, a renewed ecclesial vision, in which we can open ways to invite, accompany, and give formation, especially to young Hispanics. The third objective will be an invitation to all Catholic leaders to encounter and accompany Hispanic Catholics, especially those in the peripheries. The fourth objective will be identifying and promoting opportunities for pastoral leaders to serve at all levels of the church, from the parish level to the dioceses and the nation. And the fifth objective will be creating a new wave of formation for faith and leadership formation, so that all Catholics will share and celebrate the good news. We have the structure for our Southeast region with 2 lead bishops for Episcopal Regions 5 and 14, which work in tandem in our Southeast region. Archbishop Amen and Bishop Felipe Esteves. We have 2 diocesan directors working with myself out of CEPI, which is the anchor institution for our process. And you will find in your packets and your information the timeline where we will be working from this training to prepare leaders to begin the process at the parish level with Encuentros Parroquiales during the first semester of 2017, in the second semester of 2017, our Southeast Regional Encuentro in February of 2018, the National Encuentro in September of 2018, and then we will go down, trickling down the effects, the conclusions of the process of reflection and developing strategies to implement the conclusions and continue the mission. We will follow 5 sessions, which you will be explained during the process, and I invite you to read Evangelii Gaudium 24 as your homework for our training. So go out and find those 5 verbs in Evangelii Gaudium 24, the joy of the gospel 24. That's your homework for when we meet at the training. And I will explain those 5 verbs, which are taken out of Pope Francis's reflection. We will have delegates in the process from our both Regions 5 and 14, and you are invited to find all information on our CEPI website and on the 5th National Encuentro website. Please go over the documents, do go and prepare yourself reflecting on Evangelii Gaudium 24, and I hope to see you on our training. God bless you.